Hello and welcome to another episode of Just a Few. My name is Patrick Antwine. Glad that you can join me on this platform, which allows me an excellent opportunity to provide biblical responses to questions from people just like you. As always, if you have a question and you'd like for me to attempt a response, please submit a question to the email address on the screen and I'll try to provide you with a response as soon as is possible. Today's question comes from an observation in the life of Jesus in particular, but I'll show it's not only from Jesus, but in the Gospels where Jesus would respond to his mother as well as other ladies in a particular way. And so we're going to look at a question that comes out of that, an inquiry concerning how do we view the way Jesus responded. So the question is, was Jesus disrespectful to his mother? And that the question itself is based on one of the verses I'll give to you. And this is a response in which I would let the verses really answer the question I'm going to give you very quickly. You could jot these verses down, although it will be up on the screen there in the edited form. I'll put the verses up, but go back to these verses and see for yourself what the response to this. So basically, my answer to this question is no, he was not being disrespectful at all. In fact, as the Gospels would indicate in the verses I'll share with you, the way he responded was a common and quite respectful term used by the people of that culture in Jesus' time. But the context of the question is in one of the verses. I'll go ahead and read that one. Eventually, it's John's Gospel, chapter 2, where Jesus turned the water into wine at the wedding feast at Cana, and Mary, the mother of Jesus, was there, and she told him to do something. And Jesus said in that verse, "Woman, what does your concern have to do with me? My hour has not yet come." And so that verse gives the impression to an English Western ear, why was he so disrespectful to his mother? Well, maybe he wasn't. In fact, he wasn't. So let's read the other verses very quickly. I'll start in Matthew and work my way through to John. Matthew 15:28. A woman had a daughter who was demon-possessed, and Jesus came and spoke to her and insulted her. The woman kept coming at Jesus. So Jesus answered and said to her, "O woman," here it is again, "great is your faith, let it be to you as you desire," and so on. And the daughter was healed. So he called her woman. In Matthew 26:10, he is making reference to a woman who poured an alabaster box of oil upon Jesus. But when Jesus was aware of it, he said to them, those who were saying, "Why you waste all of this ointment? Why do you trouble the woman? For she has done a good work for me." Here again, he refers to her as the woman. Luke's Gospel, chapter 13, verse 12. This lady was with a spirit of infirmity for 18 years, and Jesus healed her. But when Jesus saw her, he called her to him and said to her, "Woman, you are loosed from your infirmity." Luke 22, verse 57. This is not Jesus alone. Peter, who would deny Jesus twice on the night of Jesus' arrest and betrayal. Luke 22, verse 57, this young girl saw Peter and was saying, "You are one of them, you are with Jesus." But he, Peter, denied him, saying, "Woman, I do not know him." So even Peter spoke that way. And then that verse, of course, next one is John chapter 2, verse 4, which we read already. And then John chapter 4, verse 21, Jesus meets the woman at the well in Samaria. And Jesus said to her in verse 21, "Woman, believe me, the hour is coming when you will neither on this mountain nor in Jerusalem worship the Father." He calls this Samaritan woman. When John chapter 8, verse 10, this is a woman caught in the act of adultery. When Jesus had raised himself up and saw no one but the woman, he said to her, "Woman, where are those accusers of yours? Has no one condemned you?" Oh, why are they calling these women woman? Well, John 19:26, you'll think now that maybe Jesus is dying, he'll show some more respect. His mother is at the foot of the cross or somewhere not too far from it. When Jesus, therefore, in John 19:26, saw his mother and the disciple whom he loved standing by, he said to his mother, this is Jesus on the cross, "Woman, behold your son." And you will say, even on the cross, he's not showing any respect. Maybe he is. And then in John chapter 20, you think, surely he's dead now, he's risen, for sure he has went to that place and he learned some respect and came back. But even before him, 2 angels were at the tomb at the resurrection when Mary Magdalene went to the tomb. Then they said to her, "Woman, they don't have manners in heaven also." Well, "Woman, why are you weeping?" She said to them, "Because they have taken away my Lord, and I do not know where they have laid him." No, these are angels, and they are speaking to a woman, and they refer to her as woman. And then finally in John chapter 20, after the resurrection, Jesus appeared, said to Mary, "Woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you seeking?" She's supposing him to be the gardener and so on. So there's a consistent witness in the Gospels from Jesus, Peter, and the angels, both before and after the resurrection. They would refer to ladies as women. So then we have a conclusion to make. Was it always that way? Jesus was not being disrespectful to his mother or to any of these other women. Peter was not being disrespectful to that woman. The angels were not being disrespectful. This was the way people spoke in that culture. It's like someone saying today, "Lady." Like if someone's mother is speaking to them and saying, why are you leaving? When are you going to come back? It's late already. And you say, "Lady, don't worry." How could you call your mother lady? No, in our culture, that's acceptable. Well, it's a similar type of term. So these verses help us to understand that Jesus lived in a culture where the word that we have translated woman was not viewed as being disrespectful, but actually it was a term of endearment, like I will say lady. So we must guard against assuming that our cultural norms and communication styles are the standard by which all other cultures must be compared or judged. Very often, this type of comparison is an unfair comparison, and you come to the wrong conclusion. That's their culture. That's how they spoke, and nothing was disrespectful about it. So that's my answer to your question. No, he wasn't disrespectful in John chapter 2, verse 4 to his mother or in any of the other instances. My name is Patrick Antoine. Thank you for the observation, though. And I trust my answer helped you to come to a place of peace regarding the way the word is used in the New Testament. So until the next time, grace and